So this is the bridge I walk across to get into town here in Innsbruck. And as you can see, it's got all these locks on it, which is very common, very popular on bridges these days. And it sort of struck me as very symbolic because I don't know if you know the story or where it all came from, but it's a sort of, it comes from a Serbian couple about 100 years ago who fell in love. They were going to get married, and then war came and he had to go and fight in the war. And when he was in the war, after the war was ended, he was still stationed far away, fell in love with somebody else, and cancelled the whole engagement. And the woman was so upset and, never found another person and died of a broken heart, as people used to do back then. And the bridge that they used to meet on, people started to put locks on it as a sort of a, tribute to them. And I think it's like very symbolic of the way we think about love, because of all the things we could put a lock on it, and of all the places we could put it on is on a bridge, because a bridge is obviously over a river. This particular bridge is over the Inn River, this huge river that flows through Innsbruck. That's where it gets the name. This is the River Inn, and Bruck is German for bridge, or Brücken. That's probably the three of the German words I know. So I kind of think that love is like the river, it just flows. It just keeps flowing. It just does its thing. And we try to put that in, hold it, lock it in place with this, I mean, these locks are symbolic, but like that's what we kind of do, don't we? We kind of go, now, I love you and you're going to love me forever. And that's never going to change. And just in case, let me put a lock on that, I mean, Beyonce would say put a ring on it, but I think what this thing is about is like let's put a lock on that, which is like trying to put a lock on the whole river. Really, you can't do it. Like it's a wild thing. It just flows. It just does its thing, and you can't tame it. What you can do is you can acknowledge the wildness of it, and you can. It's like when you watch a movie and the hero says, "I'll protect you," or "I won't let that happen." I always end up kind of shouting at the TV when that's like, you can't say stuff like that, because you don't know about life. You don't know what's going to happen. You can't make future predictions. You don't know what kind of thing you're going to do. You don't know what kind of person you're going to be. What's going to happen? You can't predict that kind of thing. It's crazy. You can kind of go, "I want to protect you." I don't want that thing to happen to you. I'll do everything I can. I might die trying to do that. But to sort of say categorically, no, I'm definitely not gonna, I'm definitely gonna make sure I never fall out of love with you, or I'm gonna protect you. I'm definitely, you can't say that sort of stuff because you just don't know. You just don't know what's gonna happen. And we kind of do that with love. We kind of go, this is great, this is great. Everything will pass, this too will pass. Shut up. I don't want to hear about that. Don't remind me that, this is a good thing. I spent my whole life searching for this one person, And the thing is, like, when you can acknowledge that things could change, that it's great for now, if you could just say that, like, it's great for now, and then all the locks disappear, and then the river flows more freely. The energetic river of love flows more freely. And you can honestly say, my God, I love you so much. I've never loved anybody like I love you. It's amazing. It's fantastic. And yeah, things might change. It's not very romantic. Don't write that on your Valentine cards. But that's the truth, isn't it? And when you kind of allow that in, then the river of love can just do its thing. Because the thing is, the river's going to do its thing anyway. You know, these logs make no difference to the river. They're just a little human idea of trying to hang on to something, which, you know, it's not going to work. It never works. So I think just because I've been walking back and forth on this river, it's just every time I walk, I'm like, oh, you know, funny little humans. We just try and do things in the face of the blatantly obvious, you know, like we don't think we're ever going to die. We live as if we don't think we're going to ever die. We put locks on bridges, you know, trying to contain and hold a love that is uncontainable, because love and consciousness are the same thing, and it moves. It's got vitality. It's got passion. It's going to do its thing. So this is ridiculous, and we're a bit ridiculous, and that's what's lovely about us. So I encourage you to throw away the locks and let love be free. And don't say things that are you can't back up, like I love you forever, you know. I mean, even if it's just to yourself, you know, because the other person might not be on the same wavelength as you, and you sort of go, oh, I'm going to revise that I'm going to love you forever thing. I was listening to this podcast. I don't mean that, but just to yourself, to kind of, because we give ourselves such a hard time when we don't, when things fall apart, when the marriage doesn't work out, when the love changes, moves on the way the crazy love does, we kind of go, oh, I failed, you know. And it's like, you didn't fail. It's just love, you know. You were such a gift that it lasted as long as it did, because the river flows, you know. So let it go. Ooh, right on cue.